Top 20 artists of all time. And as you'll see in a second, it's not just 20, because there's a four-way tie for number 20, because I couldn't decide who to leave out. I love lists. I do a lot of lists here. There's probably many more to come. I don't know why. Do any folks in the vinyl community, have we ever done favorite artists? I know we do albums. John of the Digital Gramophone did an incredible series on his favorite albums. Yeah, and why not artists? Is that too big of a leap? I just wrote them down this morning, and I'm going to give it a run. So here's 24, four-way tie for 20 through 11. And what I'm going to do is speak to my favorite record of the artist, which if I have it on vinyl, I will display that one. If not, I'll speak to it. If I've seen them live, and then any other associated stories. So I don't want these to be too long, so I'm going to, at least with the last, the four-way tie, I'll be a little bit quick on these ones. So coming in at number 20 in the four-way tie, first is Credence. And this is my favorite Credence record, Cosmo's Factory. I'm probably going to do a video on the greatest American bands, because most of the classics, right, come out of the UK, or have come out of the UK, so Credence would certainly be there. I never saw Credence live. I did see John Fogerty live at Garden State Arts Center in New Jersey, and if I'm not mistaken, Whiskeytown opened. I think it was right before John Fogerty threw Whiskeytown off the tour. So that's my my only Credence. John Fogerty was great. This is in like 1996 or 7 or so, 8 maybe. I was fresh out of college. So I did the favorite record and the live experience. They're one of my first favorite bands, really a band that turned me on to rock and roll, and somebody I still listen to regularly. So coming in at number 20 is Creedence Clearwater Revival. Also at number 20 is Pavement. Never saw, that's not true. I did see Pavement. I saw the reunion tour in 2010 at the Berkeley, at the outdoor venue in Berkeley. What's it called? I don't know. I actually had too much coffee today, which is hindering my memory. This is my favorite Pavement record, Crooked Rain, Crooked Rain. This is sort of their biggest record. You know, has Range Life, Cut Your Hair. Just a tremendous band. And I may go to Spain to see them perform at a festival in June. A festival I wanted to go to for years, which is also escaping me. I don't know why I can't think today. But this a seminal record, one of the greatest indie rock records ever. So coming in also at number 20 is Pavement. Also at number 20, Richard and Linda Thompson. This is my favorite record of theirs, Shoot Out the Lights. I've seen Richard Thompson twice. Never saw Richard and Linda Thompson. Saw Richard Thompson at the FLA Festival on Randall's Island in New York with my older brother. It was a great lineup. Richard Thompson, Van Morrison, Wilco, Billy Bragg, Freddie Johnston. We had a wonderful time drinking Guinnesses all day. It was a great day with my older brother. And my brother was a huge fan of Richard and Linda Thompson. And the other time I saw them, I think it was a double bill, Wilco and Richard Thompson, if I'm not mistaken, at the Beacon in New York, maybe in the early 2000s. So this record, just tremendous. It's, as is Pour Down Like Silver, another great one. They are just, what a pairing. And lastly, at number 20, is probably my favorite songwriter, my favorite current songwriter, Joan Shelley. This record is a 10 out of 10. Perfect record. It's one of those records where how does this not get more praise? I just don't get it. This came out in 2000 and I think it's 15. Is there a date on here? Probably is, and I just can't find it because I'm in a fog right now. But put this record is called Over and Even. Put it on Brighter Than the Blues, Stay on My Shore, Over and Even, No More Shelter, Easy Now, My Only Trouble. This is a masterpiece. So coming in at number 20, Joan Shelley. I've seen Joan Shelley once. It was when I was introduced to her at Wilco's Solid Sound Festival. I think she was in 2013 or 15. She got on stage with her, I think they're married, or they're musical partners, and I believe they live together. And Nathan Salzberg, who's a tremendous guitar player. Joan Shelley coming in at number 20. All right, no more number 20s. Now let's get to it. I don't know what that, but now it's just one per number. At number 19 is Slobber Bone. I was just about to say one of my all-time favorite bands, clearly. They're in the top 20. Brent Best, lead singer of Slobber Bone. I've shared that my dog Bennett is on the cover of Brent's solo record. This is their, this and their last record are on vinyl. I've been trying to get their last one, Slippage, but it's pricey and hard to find. This is a best of that came out on New West. Will Johnson from Centromatic did the artwork. One of the best live bands I've ever seen. I've probably seen Slobber Bone 10 times live. Best one at South by Southwest in 1999 at what was called Club de Ville, one of the most important shows of my life. I will do an entire video on that. And there's a famous, I don't know, it's not famous, but in this listserv that I used to be on called Postcard, it was an ongoing line that I had, I think at like 7 in the, I hung out with Slobber Bone and a bunch of folks from this listserv at South by Southwest in, I don't know, 06, 07, somewhere around there. And in a drunken haze, I just kept repeating that Brent Best is a better songwriter than Paul Westerberg, which I still think is true. And for some reason that took. And I was sitting with Brent when I said that. The next day was the most hungover I've ever been in my entire life. I'll leave that for the rest of it, but man, did we party that night. Slobber Bone at number 19, a phenomenal band. So that's their best of. My favorite record of theirs is Everything You Thought Was Right Was Wrong Today. Came out in 2000. Check it out. It's a gem. Number 18 is the great Sam Cooke. I believe the greatest singer in the history of music. This is his Live at the Harlem Square collection, which is my favorite record of his. I obviously never saw Sam Cooke live. Man, do I wish that I did. I tell people, if there's a heaven, it probably sounds like Sam Cooke's music. Just, it doesn't get any better in terms of vocalists. The greatest. At number 17, REM. This is Murmur, my favorite record of theirs. This came out in, 85? It's an early one. I saw REM once at Great Woods outside of Boston when I was in college. Betty Servier opened. It was a monster tour. They were amazing. I am hoping that post-pandemic, are we maybe inching towards post-pandemic, that REM gets back together. They've been broken up now for 11 years. 2011, I think they broke up. And I think they're all still friends. It would be great if they were to go on tour. So coming in at 17, is that the number I'm on? 17, let me just make sure. 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. Yep. Is Gillian Welch. I love all of her records. Not all of them are out on vinyl. This is probably my favorite record of hers, The Harrow and the Harvest. So yeah. But all of her work is just remarkable. and they're taking a very slow. They're sort of very infrequently or slowly releasing her records on vinyl, and they sound absolutely pristine. I think they like hand make every one or something. I've seen Gillian Welch many times live. Well, not many, 4 or 5. Her and David Rawlings together, what a pairing. But she's one of the all-time greats, no doubt in my mind. This record, Hard Times, Dark Turn of Mind, The Way It Goes, 6 White Horses. Man. Number 17, Gillian Welch. At number 16, a band I don't talk about nearly enough, the Gourds. They were probably in my top 5 in the 90s. This is, I think, their only record on vinyl. Their best record, I believe, is Stadium Blitzer, which came out 98. I think it was their second record after Dem's Good Beeble. One of the greatest live bands ever. I know I can keep saying that. I've seen the Gourds many times, probably 15 times. I got to know the lead singer Kevin Russell a bit. When my brother passed away, he sent a very nice note. They are good people, and just like Doug Somm meets Graham Parsons meets, I don't know, Wilco or Uncle Tupelo. I don't know. They're just, what a band. They became somewhat famous because of their cover of Gin and Juice, Snoop Dogg's Gin and Juice, which is a great cover. But I think that they didn't like, or they weren't very fond of how much attention it got them. But you can find that on any streaming service. It's an incredible cover. I heard Snoop loves it. The Gourds, my 16th favorite artist of all time. 14. No, that was 15. I think I got my numbers wrong. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. Does that make sense? Let me 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yes. Sorry about that. Just doing a little math here. So that was 15. We are at 14, which a lot of people, especially Mazzy, would probably think this is higher, but this is where it landed. The Beatles. Never saw them live. Abbey Road is my favorite. Sorry, I thought there was a knock at the door. Abbey Road is my favorite record of theirs. I have seen Paul McCartney live twice. I saw Paul McCartney at Coachella in 2009 and at in Golden Gate Park, I don't know, 5-6 years ago. In San Francisco, obviously incredible. You don't need to hear anything from me about the Beatles. This and the White Album are my 2 favorite Beatles records. Coming in at number 13 is the great Nick Drake. Brighter Later is my favorite record. He has 3 records. They're all perfect. I would probably rank them Brighter Later 1, Pink Moon 2, and 5 Leaves Left 3, but they all made Rolling Stone's top 500 of all time. Nick Drake, one of the greatest guitar players and songwriters in the history of music. I've read a ton of books on Nick Drake. I saw his sister, Molly Drake, speak in San Francisco maybe 7 or 8 years ago, interviewed by Joe Boyd, who wrote the book, is it White Bicycles? Pink Bicycles? And Joe Boyd produced Nick Drake, and man, that was a treat. Molly Drake, I think her name was Molly, just such a sweet human being, and to hear the stories about Nick was something I never thought I would get to hear. So thank you for that. Nick Drake, Brighter Letter, never saw him live. Obviously, Nick passed away when I was 1, less than 1974 he died. Is that right? I always get the years, him and Chris Bell mixed up, 2 of my favorites. So Nick Drake, timeless music. Another singer-song. So apologies for that. It says that my storage is full, so let's try and get this wrapped. For the first time, I'm going to try and edit a video together, 2 videos. So just to pick up where we left off, number 12, Richard Buckner. As I don't know if it made the video or not, My favorite record of his is Devotion and Doubt. Came out in 1998. This is Bloomed, which came out in, I think, 95. One of the best singer-songwriters ever. I've seen Richard Buckner many, many times by himself. I've seen him with full bands, saw him open up for Sun Volt at the Bowery in New York, one of the more memorable shows I've seen from him. I saw him at a house show here in San Francisco maybe 10 years ago. Went with my friend Marcia. That was wonderful. Richard Buckner, number 11. Number 12, that was. Now number 11, another songwriter. So this is the final one for this video. Townes Van Zandt. Never saw him live. This is my favorite record of his self-titled. I love the cover. For the Sake of the Song, Waiting Around to Die, Colorado Girl, I'll Be Here in the Morning, Quicksilver Daydreams of Maria. Townes Van Zandt, I have everything he's put out on vinyl, which a lot of it has come out in the last few years. Live at the Old Quarter is a tremendous live album, if you haven't heard that. So at number 11 is Townes Van Zandt. I will try and do the top. Sorry about the multiple hiccups. I got to figure out my storage thing here. And I will be back shortly with my top 10. Thanks for watching.